Attune yourself to bring in the energy of the dragon on the night of the lunar eclipse. It is actually upgrading your kundalini. The chakra pattern itself, the fractal shape of it, is going to morph and evolve from activating this within yourself. Ask your body, are you ready to receive a dragon upgrade? There is a shift in perspective. When it comes to money, it has actually been rising up as rage. Some of us have already been feeling this energy, but it's going to hit the collective this month. This is a turning point for the collective. What are you committed to? And what are you willing to let go of? Will you finally reclaim your sovereignty? It is a wake-up call for the collective, and it is also our second wake-up call for those who have eyes open to awaken again. Hello, my name is Alunya. I am here bringing you the energy update for September, currently in Luxor in Egypt. That is the beautiful temple that you see behind me. This is a space where people would come to reactivate their chakras and to get in touch with their own divinity, to see themselves reflected in this sacred space of the temple. So I thought, what better place to bring you the energy update than this space that is full of energy and activating us to connect with the earth and our own bodies as well as the cosmos. So there are already some messages that have been coming through. So I'm going to bring this in, and my guides are inviting me actually to bring this through while staying more present with you, and possibly that's to stay aware of my surroundings. But I think it's also because of the amount of energy that is present in this space. It requires more of a human translator, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be that, and we will see what comes through. But the Akashic guides are very ready to help bring this energy through, so we will see what comes. Okay, so the first energy and the phrase that they are using is a shattering of trust. That feels very intense in that wording. And they're saying that it is going to be intense for people. There is a breaking away of what was known, of what people thought they knew, that is now leaving them. It is very much, for many people, it is going to feel as if the rug has been pulled out from under them. They're going to fall very hard and not really know what hit them, not understand why that happened, but there is going to be a deep sense of betrayal, a feeling that something was taken from them, and also that something has been lost, something lost that cannot be recovered. So there is a lot of sorrow, a lot of grief, but also a lot of rage and just anger that is coming up for people. This is not in necessarily the beings who are more in the space of awakening or who are somewhat aware of what is happening. This is more for people who have their eyes closed to the truth, that are going to have this trust broken. And they are saying that this breaking of trust is actually the breaking open of a wound that has already been there. It is very much like when a crystal breaks on your behalf. It is shattering because it is releasing something for you. So this breaking of trust is necessary in order for people to have an awakening. And it is going to be painful. It is going to be uncomfortable, and it is also going to force people into a space of really looking at what they have thought was true, what they thought was real, everything they thought they could trust, the stories that they have been told, and even the stories that they are continuing to tell themselves are going to be brought into question. This is going to really create a lot of confusion for these people, a lot of feeling like they are trying to get out of a maze and without realizing that they were in a maze. But then with this trust broken, they become aware of how trapped they are. So there is a lot of this intense energy of feeling like they need to get out of something, while also holding these really intense energies of sorrow and grief and rage, being very, very frustrated. So that is something that is really a majority of the collective that are unawakened. That is what they are going to be sitting with. Okay, and I was asking why, what would be the cause of this? They're explaining that it's actually quite a few events, circumstances for some on individual levels, but then widespread events, not global, And in some cases, it is not even necessarily countrywide for all, but there are certain countries that are going to be more impacted in certain ways. This is more social. This is not as much climate related. This is like a social and a heart-based breaking of trust that is going to happen. So that is quite significant and going to be affecting a lot of people. And they are wanting us to have this awareness because we, people who are in more of the awakened collective, if you will, we are going to be feeling this energy. There is going to be this kind of surging of uncertainty and a bit of doubt, and maybe even a feeling of confusion. And that's actually because of what the rest of the world is going through. There's really no other way to say that. It's actually because of what the collective is holding. We will simply be impacted because we are part of the collective and we are helping to hold this. But what they are saying is that this is really a time to reinforce in your own self and in your own community and your own home and your own heart, they are saying, to be steadfast in what you know to be true, to hold on to the trust that you have created and actually generated within yourself, and to rely on that, to not cast it to the wind simply because of the feelings that you may be impacted by. If you are more sensitive and you receive those energies, it is not you. It is not because you are not on the path that you are meant to be on. It is not because there is someone around you that you are not meant to trust. It is actually because you are picking up on the energies of the collective. So they're wanting us to know this, again, to reinforce that, to hold on to that while we are moving through this month, and also to be compassionate so that we can remember that this is a bit of an uneasy time. It is pretty uneven ground that people are trying to move over, and this is actually a time where when we are able to really soften and really deepen, we are able to help others over the threshold so that they do not feel lost anymore. They do not feel like they are alone. They don't feel like they are the only ones moving through it. They feel like there is a kind hand offering them to get up again. There's someone reaching down that says, I see you, and you're not alone. That is very much what we are meant to be doing this month, because there is a crossing over of people who are not yet fully awakened that may be willing to come to another side and see things from a different perspective and say, okay, my trust is in question. What else is there? That is really what this month is offering to us. So we are meant to be gentle and aware and offer a hand when we can. Okay, so the next piece that is coming through is actually an invitation or an offering. It is regarding the lunar eclipse that is taking place this month. So dragon energy is more readily available during eclipses, and there is much more to be said about this, but what they want me to really highlight at this time is for each person who feels called, who feels in tune, or even only curious about what this energy could mean, is to attune yourself, to intend to bring in the energy of the dragon, your own dragon guide or dragon energy in general, to bring that in on the night of the lunar eclipse. So that is a time for you to connect with your own dragon ley lines in your body, as well as the dragon ley lines that are in the earth. And they are saying that this is a very potent time to reactivate this energy in your body and in the planet herself. Okay. And they are saying that your chakras are going to be affected by this. So they are describing that when you bring this energy in, it impacts your kundalini because it is actually upgrading or evolving your kundalini when you bring in dragon energy, and that is going to directly impact your chakras. So your chakras, they're saying, for the next few days may feel hyperactive in some cases. What might that look like for a person? Okay, they're saying it might actually impact you in a way where you're feeling an immense amount of energy in one space. So for example, in your stomach, you may feel a lot of energy, a heightened sense of energy in that space. It may mean that you find it difficult to eat food. It may also mean that you have an incredible amount of thirst. You might be very, very thirsty. And that is an example of having heightened energy in your third chakra, your solar plexus chakra. They are saying that it is because this dragon energy is clearing out old, outdated patterns, and actually the chakra pattern itself, the fractal shape of it, is going to morph and evolve from activating this within yourself. And what that means is a heightened state of energy in order for it to take form, to take a different shape. So they're inviting you to just be aware of that and to invite that in if that is something that you feel called to do. They are saying that this is a particularly powerful time to be doing that because of the energy of the earth in general. There is a heightened sense of dragon energy that is currently coming into the collective, and it's more of in the mass media, they're saying. Interesting. Okay. They're saying that there is certain media kind of in the collective that is about dragons. I'm in the form of shows and movies and even books, they're saying, are coming out more that include dragons. And so that is, because that is becoming more commonplace, even though it's just a phrase, the word dragon holds a power to it. And if you actually repeat that phrase like a mantra, dragon, dragon, it changes you. There is a sense of calming, but also a very strong power that comes from repeating that like a mantra. And they are saying if you are someone who feels anxiety or fear, you can repeat that word to yourself, and it will actually help you to feel calm and empowered at the same time. You will feel strong and empowered without feeling like you need to run away, without feeling like you have to dominate someone. So neither end of the spectrum will happen. The dragon energy, unlike what many people think, they are saying, it is not an energy of extreme. It is actually an energy of calm and neutral, a state of empowerment. So they are saying that because these times are very disruptive right now, what we are going to experience this month, it is really a time to hone that, to call that energy in. And again, there is this invitation that you are receiving because of the lunar eclipse that is happening this month. So tune into if your body is ready for that, they are saying. Ask your body, are you ready to receive a dragon upgrade? Okay, and I'm asking what might that feel like if the answer is a yes or a no? They are saying that each person is going to feel it differently, and some actually may not feel like they get an answer. Okay, they're saying if you feel like you do not receive an answer, or if your body feels like it goes numb, that is actually because your body is not accustomed enough to this energy. So saying that mantra or bringing in that energy more lightly for the next few following days will be very helpful. And they're saying, especially at nighttime, to bring that energy in. And they're also saying to charge your water with the intention or energy of dragon. So they're saying you can whisper a prayer or a mantra that includes dragon energy over your water, and then sip it slowly and just drink the whole thing very mindfully. That is what you're kind of doing. It's like a meditative way of taking in this energy. That is a way to acclimate the body as well. So if you're feeling numb or feel like you don't have an answer, then that is an option. They are saying if your body feels like it is an absolute no and you are in resistance, there is a resistance or even a feeling of fear or like panic or flightiness that comes, then your body actually needs to be grounded with the earth's ley lines, the dragon ley lines in the earth before you bring them into your physical body. They are saying that it's kind of an overcharging of the body if you bring it in too quickly. So what they are actually recommending is to lie flat on the ground with your back on the ground and then repeat the mantra of that to yourself there, and to ask the earth to hold the dragon energy with you. So rather than you holding it alone, ask the earth to hold it with you and to also share the energy that the earth is already carrying that includes dragon in it, so that you can feel it while she is holding it for you. So that is a way to very, very slowly ease into that energy. And they're saying on the night of the eclipse, that is, if your body is in total resistance, then that is a time to ask just at nighttime while you are sleeping, because that it will override the analytical mind and your nervous system. It will be able to get past that so that you can bring the energy in more easily. So that is a time for you to do that on the night of the eclipse, after you have acclimated with laying on the ground, if your body is in resistance. If your answer is a yes, you're going to feel that like a lot of lifting up or heightening in your chest and shoulder areas. There will be a sense of knowing exactly what you are meant to do. It will feel very right. They're saying you really cannot mistake a yes, because it is so clear and obvious when it is fully aligned, when all parts of your body are aligned and your higher self wants to bring you to that space. There is a very clear sense of moving forward. There is almost a leaning forward and a stepping forward that you will feel and experience, as well as a heightening sensation specifically in your chest and shoulder areas. A lot of lifting, and almost like a fluttering and a lifting up feeling, but still with a very strong sense of empowerment. That is very clear. So if you are in that space, then they are saying you are already primed and ready to receive either more dragon energy or to reactivate the dragon energy in your body. So if that is you keep doing what you're doing, they say. You are already on track. You are also able to bring through and use any of these techniques, but your body is really already acclimated for that. So just being aware. And on the night of the eclipse, what they are saying is that this is a time for each of us, wherever you fall, is to create your own ceremony with it, to really tune in and ask yourself what feels good to you and what is honoring of you and what is honoring of that energy. What does it mean to bring in the dragon energy into your being and to honor it as the wise, fierce protector that it is? So that is for each of us to sit with and to ask ourselves what feels right and what feels in alignment. They're saying because this energy is about self-empowerment. It is not about searching out someone else's idea of a ceremony or what someone else's idea of empowerment looks like or feels like. This is about you feeling it yourself, claiming it as your own, so that you become your own master teacher, so that you see yourself as your own guide, remembering yourself as that. That is what this energy brings with it. And so entering the ceremonial space with that is the way to bring this in most purely, they are saying. Okay, this is interesting. And I'm going to ask for more details. They are using the phrase monetary shift. So they are saying that this is the energy where we will not see this in a collective way necessarily. It will not be something that is like on the news. It is actually about something internal that is happening with the collective, and that is about the idea of money in general. There is a shift in perspective when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, and when it comes to resources. So right now they're saying those three categories are broken up very separately. Each person and each country, each community looks at those as separate from each other and separated from each other, as in separated throughout the world. They are not shared, they are not communal, but there is a shift to understand certain resources are meant to be shared by all. Certain monetary ideas are not holistic and they are exclusive. That is something that many in, again, the more awakened group or the group that are questioning things are well aware of. They are aware that that is already true. But this is something that is going to be more widespread, more global. The questioning of monetary finances and resources, a lot of questioning as to why it is the way that it is. There is a resurgence of a more global perspective of resources. Why is it that some have so much and some have so few? They are saying that some of us me included, have already been feeling this energy, and it has actually been rising up as rage. It has been rising up as this feeling of injustice because it has been with us so strongly in the past few weeks, actually. But it's going to hit the collective this month. And they're saying it's, again, not something that you are necessarily going to be able to see evidence of because it's really internal. It's inside of someone. But if you are listening or paying attention, you are going to hear conversations around this. You're going to hear certain people talking about finances and talking about resources in a way that is different than they have. And they're also mentioning that if you are more sensitive to energy, you're going to be feeling the energy of lack from some very, very strongly, paired with this feeling of injustice or rage around it. People are no longer willing to feel that sense of lack without questioning it. Why am I the only one feeling the sense of lack when those others have so much? That is a very strong theme this month. And it is going, again, to be coming through more in the collective of people who are not yet fully aware of what's going on the planet. Okay, so they are really saying this is a turning point for the collective. This month brings the beginning of a very significant shift in the mindset of many. And they are saying that this is when the ball is really going to get rolling. So to be very aware, they are saying that this is why the dragon energy is so potent and is very helpful for us, which is why they have given what they have given for us to be aware of it, because the times ahead are going to call on you to be strongly in your self-empowerment, to feel strongly your sense of commitment. What are you committed to? What do you know you are holding for the collective, and what are you willing to let go of for the sake of evolution? What are you ready to let go of that you know is egoic, that you know is heavy and dense and was placed there by the society that we have grown up in, by the society that we have chosen to enter as beings who are here to evolve this space? Will you finally let it go? Will you finally reclaim your sovereignty without the need to cast someone else's sovereignty aside or cast it as lesser than your own? They are saying it is a wake-up call for the collective who are unawakened. And it is also our second wake-up call for those who have eyes open to awaken again. Thank you for all that came through. Thank you for this space. Thank you to the beings who hold this space. Thank you to this sacred land for allowing this energy to come through at this time. My energy stays with me. Your energy stays with you. Wow. Quite a strong message. Those are some questions to sit with for myself as well, most certainly. Remember that we are a community. Please remember that we are a family. And I love you. May you remember your magic today.